Hi everyone, welcome to Fat to Thin Senior RNY. I'm Raven, I'm 76 years old and I have had gastric bypass surgery on December 16, 2019. Medicaid approved the surgery. Last week I talked about fun and exercise and different ways to get moving. In this vlog I'll be talking about miracles and gratitude, a gratitude journal, a wish and want list. I'll also be talking about regular checkups to see if you're self-sabotaging in a new way. Or I'm self-sabotaging in a new way. If you're curious, please join me on this journey and continue to watch. And please comment. Last week I talked about exercise. That terrible word should mean fun. Most of the time it just means work, but it should be fun. I talked about dancing, walking, stretch exercise bands, spinning and dancing poi, swimming, then the usual gym stuff. This week we'll talk about something else. I keep journals. I'm a firm believer that thoughts become things. That's strange, but I do. I keep a gratitude journal. I don't write in it every day, but I do make an effort during meditation to list things that I'm grateful for, or people, or situations, whatever. Stuff that I'm grateful for. I meditate daily. I finally got into the habit again of meditating daily. I keep a food journal on 𝑬𝒊𝒃𝒍𝒊𝒂𝒕𝒆. I write my thoughts daily about the food that I ate that day and how my body feels about it and that kind of stuff, even if it's, only a sentence or two. I also maintain a wish and want list. It's kind of like a journal, except that you're just listing things that you wish you had, situations you wish would come up. It's a wish and want list, So, and it's exactly what it says, So I keep that. I keep a list, and I keep the list on my refrigerator so that every now and then it catches my eye and I at least read one line of it, keep things conscious in the back of my head. I put when I do receive something, I put the date that I received it. If I receive it or the use of it or, somehow or other I got it. I put the date next to it that I received it. I also keep the desktop screen on my computer. You can have it so that it changes every half hour, every 10 minutes, every minute, whatever. So I keep a folder of pictures of things that I want. Like on my wish and want list. I keep sayings, motivational sayings, things like that on the desktop. So every 10 minutes the picture changes, and it changes to something I desire, something I'd like to achieve, or whatever. It's my wish and want in pictures. So my wish and want list is always in front of me. And it's amazing how often you get what you're looking for. So anyway, I believe, as I said, that thoughts are things. And I believe that you attract to you what you think about. So stop watching the news, okay? Because it's terrible. For instance, on my wish and want list, excuse me, my ear is itching. On my wish and want list, I had a van, and the objective of the van was to have it so that I could travel overnight someplace and maybe sleep in it. Maybe tow the 6x12 trailer or whatever, so that I could use it, go cross country, travel, whatever, come back to my rig as a home base. But this car that I got will not pull a 6x12, it's too small. But the trunk opens up, the back seats fold down, the front seats fold down, everything folds down. I could actually sleep in this car, you know, as small as it is. So I got part of the part of the wish and want. I don't know why I need to keep that 6x12 cargo trailer, but I obviously do, so I will. The car was on my wish and well. There was a van that was on my wish and want list, but what I was really looking for was something to be able to sleep in, something that's reliable, something that's in better condition than the car that I had. The car that I had 186,000 miles on it, and the last time I took it to a mechanic, he told me, don't take it out of town. Don't go further than a mile. Fortunately, all of the stores in town are within a mile. But that's what I've been living with for the last year. Scared to go anywhere, afraid to do anything, and wanting to get the heck out, you know? So anyway, so what was it? 2 weeks ago I was saying in one of the videos, yes, I can walk the Grand Canyon. Yes, I found that I could do the 5K walk instead of the 5K run, which is okay. And then I said, well, I don't know how I'm going to get there because I was relying on the other car. Well, miracles happen. Lo and behold, I have a new car. It's not a new car. It's got 67,000 miles on it. But it's new. I don't have to worry about the drive shaft dropping out, or, you know, while I'm turning a corner. I actually had that happen on one car. But and things like that, you know. So, you know, so I put the date on my wish and want list, and this absolutely allows me to get to where I want to go as far as walking goes. So soon I'll be able to mark that off of my list, also off of my wish and want list. So personally, I think, I don't know, I was about to say, I think it's a miracle that I got this car. And the funny thing is I've been fighting with Credit Karma for about a month now, trying to get in to find out what my credit rating is, because for some reason it didn't like my password, and you know, and I kept going over and over and over again, and I finally wrote the company, and they said, go in and change your password. So I go in and change my password yet again, and this time it works. So I get in and I see my credit score, and then I log out and I try and log back in. Get in, you know. I don't know, you know. So I saw my credit score finally the day before I went and got this car. Now the thing was I wasn't going to buy a car. I was going to see maybe this somebody else that's cheaper than the last guy that told me I needed $2,000 to fix a $1,000 car that I had already put $600 into. So that was my goal, was to see if I could get this car repaired somehow with the little bit of cash I had left from our $1,200, which was a wonderful gift. I'm telling you, it came in right on time. I got so much stuff fixed in this house. It was actually, I got everything fixed in the house, which is a wonderful thing. And I had what was left, and I said, well, let me see what I could do with this car. You know, maybe I could find another beat around or whatever. And ultimately ended up with a new car. I had no idea that my credit rating was high enough, that my income was high enough, that anything was. I had no idea I was going to come home with a new car that day. Saturday. That was last Saturday. And anyway, but I think it's because I put that I needed a car. That I put my consciousness into, I need a better car. I need to get to the Grand Canyon. I need to get around the neighborhood. I need to not worry about this car falling apart in the middle of the road. or even every time I go out, I had to jump start it. And they said, there's nothing wrong with the battery. There's nothing wrong with the starter. What the heck is something is wrong, you know? Anyway, so I think what you wish for is what you get. And if you stop somewhere in the middle there and say, oh no, I really didn't want that, guess what? You won't get it. You know? And that's, you get what you ask for. You know, if you say you don't want it, you don't get it. You know? That's the way it goes. As for the self-sabotaging, okay, so I got this brand new car. Well, it's new to me. Brand new car. I'm just thrilled. I am seriously thrilled. I am flying up in the sky. You know, this is the world to me. You know, it's amazing. So I get in the car and I'm driving home, and I get almost to the gate of the community, and I realize there's a Chinese restaurant in town that does takeout. So I turn the car around and I go back to the Chinese drive-through and I get a bunch of stuff. And meanwhile, I'm in the car and I pull down the window, you know, and I'm saying to myself, yeah, this is the first time in this car, you know, and maybe I should give it a name. I'm giving a personality to the car. How happy the car is that it can go through a driveway and have the window come down easily, and how proud the car is of this situation, you know. I tell you, sometimes your mind just plays stuff with you, you know. At any rate, it's just amazing. So there I was, personifying how much joy my car is feeling. I've been doing bacon, changing the subject. I've been eating a lot of bacon lately. I don't know why. There's just all of a sudden I had this thing I had to have bacon. I found that if I eat it early in the day, that it fills me for the entire day. It cuts out all of the cravings. I don't want anything else. I don't know why I wanted it so much. I was just like crazy. I had to have bacon. The urge finally went away after 4 packages. I was eating a half a pack a day. I didn't eat it every day. It was like every other day. So it was a total of 8 days of bacon. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, this tastes nasty. My body is just so weird, you know. So, anyway, so I don't want bacon anymore. And I got 2 pounds of bacon sitting in the refrigerator that I have to figure out how to shove it into the freezer somehow. At any rate, I told you last time I bought a solar cooker. I made soup the first day. I had to read the directions on how to put the whole thing together. I looked up recipes. I did all kinds of stuff. I used the pot that came with the cooker. And this thing holds 4.5 cups, 4.5 quarts. Obviously, it's way too big for just me. I mean, it's bigger than my body. You know? But it's nice. I mean, it's just a solid at the top. This comes off so that, I don't know, you can keep it from getting hot while it's outside cooking. Well, it came off the other day. Well, anyhow. And this is a stainless steel pot that they had made black on the outside. Way too much soup. I ate soup until the soup went bad. It was delicious. It was, the first taste of it was like it had been sitting for 2 days. You know how spaghetti sauce, soup, stews, if you let them sit for the second day, that has a chance for all of the goodies to meld together, and it just tastes wonderful. Well, it came out of the solar cooker tasting like that. I mean, it was just delicious. The second time I used it, I made cornbread, but I had this little pot. This is a little pot. Compare it to the other pot. See the size. This one came either in my air fryer or it came in the Instapot. And the same thing with this trivet. So this little trivet fits up there. It's a nice little size pot. You can see by the size of my head. And I made cornbread in it. Well, that was enough cornbread for 3 people. I ate it in 2 days. This cornbread was so good, I never, ever, ever took out the butter or jelly or anything and put it on this cornbread. I just kept eating slices of cornbread. It was that good. I never, ever put any butter on it. I ate it cold, I ate it hot, and it was wonderful. So I decided I can't make cornbread more than maybe once a month because I will eat the whole thing. Took me 2 days to eat those 3 servings, but it was wonderful. Okay, so the next time I made something in the solar cooker, I made baked macaroni and cheese, and I also made it in the small pot. Okay, I gave half of it to my neighbor because I would have eaten the whole thing. It was delicious. Even though I forgot things like mustard, you know, because I haven't made baked mac and cheese must be 5, 6, 7 years. Who knows, you know. I don't even know. I don't even, you know, I had to look up recipes to try and jog my memory of how I used to make it, you know. Anyway, I gave half of it away. And so I picked at that, just like I did with the cornbread. I picked at that and found myself somewhere around 2 o'clock in the morning at the fridge eating the last slice of cold mac and cheese. It was that good. So the last time I cooked, which was the day before yesterday, I made a big pot, the big pot of black beans and rice with chicken, and I flavored it with chicken and mushroom soup, and of course spices and stuff. I made way too much. It's because I don't know how to make a small pot of rice and beans, you know, so I figured, well, if I make a big pot, I'm going to have to throw more than half of this rice and beans away. I can eat the chicken, you know, because there was only 4 pieces of chicken, so that'd be 4 days, more than 4 days, it'd be 8 days. But, you know, or either, you know, I open up a can and I throw 9/10 of the can away, or what, you know. So I just made the big pot like I know how to make in the solar cooker. I just threw everything in the pot. Just threw it all in there and threw it out in the sun. Let it cook for 2.5 hours. The chicken was fall off the bone. I mean, it was fall off the bone and moist and wonderful. The rice was cooked through and flavored with the beans. I mean, it was good. I don't know what the difference is cooking out in the sun as opposed to cooking in an oven or cooking on the stove, but the food comes out incredible. Incredible. Anyway, so I threw away a lot of food. I knew I was going to have to throw away a lot of food. I'm only eating 3 ounces a day. I mean, 3 ounces a time, you know, 6 ounces a day. That's the way it goes. Anyway, so I made this, the chicken and beans and rice. And I figured, okay, I packed it so that there was 6 ounces of food in the container. So I figured I'd be just picking at it, eating all day long. And it was delicious. The second day, because I had ended up packing for 3 of the chickens, and one of them dinners I gave away to a neighbor. The second day, my stomach did not like this. I ended up throwing up. It was painful. It was terrible. The first day, it was fine. So I've got 1.5 more dinners sitting in the refrigerator. I'm thinking that I'll try it again today. Maybe I ate it too fast. Maybe I ate too much at one time, or something like that. I'll try it again today for lunch and dinner, or at least lunch, and see how it goes. But it was good. Oh God, it was good. So anyway, so get yourself a solar cooker. I mean, you have no idea. This is wonderful. I mean, I've got a solar cooker, I've got air fryer, I've got an instant pot. Of course, microwave, you've got the stove, you know, with the oven, and I've got a what do you call a toaster oven. All these different ways to cook the same thing, and this comes out the best for some reason. Maybe it's because it slow cooks, or I don't know. It's just wonderful. Anyway, let me give you a Rowley report. I bought him a Thunder shirt. What did I do with it? It's supposed to be this wraparound stretchy thing. It kind of sort of stretches. It's like a really thick t-shirt material with Velcro all over it. This part goes around the neck. This goes around the neck. And this goes around the body. And so it wraps around, and then it comes back around and wraps again. Anyway, I had to take it in about 2 inches at the top, because although Rowley is round, he's very short. His body is short. So I had to take in 2 inches across the top here to make it shorter, fit his body better. This is a miracle. I put that shirt on him. He slept the soundest I have ever seen. I mean, it's just... The first day he was kind of quiet when I put it on. He didn't really run to the door. I leave the door open during the day sometimes just to let fresh air in, you know. But the screen is there, and, you know, so he can't get out. He didn't really run. He used to run to the door anytime somebody went by, or he thought somebody went by, and he'd bark, 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 run through the house, run up to the other window in the bedroom, and try and look out that way, and bark, bark, and then run back down, and run to the door and bark some more. You know, it's just crazy. So, the first day he was quiet. He didn't really run to the door and bark at people. When he did go to the door and bark, he'd bark 1 or 2 times maybe. He'd turn around, kind of saunter back and sit down. I said, what? What? This is amazing. On day 2, which is Saturday, the car day, I took him out for a walk with the shirt on. He kind of half-heartedly lunged and barked once at a dog that was going by. He used to lunge at other dogs and people. He would scream. He'd bark and bark and bark, and then he'd get more agitated. It was going, and he'd get more violent, and he'd lose his mind. He had no idea where he was at. He was just barking. You know, it was just crazy. And I would have to sometimes pick him up and kind of say, look, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? You know, and you could kind of like see consciousness coming back, you know, and he went crazy. He would go crazy. So here he was. He kind of sort of barked, and he kind of sort of lunged and said, the hell with it, walked on. If he got distracted, you know, I just kind of run my hand in front of his face or whatever, you know, say stop or no, whatever. And, you know, okay, he said, oh, okay, and he'd keep moving. I was floored, okay? I didn't remove the shirt when I came home from the walk because I had to go take the car to the dealership to see if I could get it repaired, okay? He didn't bark when I left. I was at the dealership probably 4 hours. When I came back, there was no barking. I used to hear him bark sometimes when I left, and when he thought I was gone, he would stop. And if he heard me on the steps or if he heard the car, he would start barking. He didn't do that. He hasn't done it since. So anyway, so he still had the shirt on when I came home 4 hours later. And I realized I forgot to turn the air conditioner on before I left. And it was hot in the house. And I had to go back to the dealership because I had to take the title for the car that I was trading in back to them so that I could get the new car. So I stuck him in the car. Now, the car is another hot spot, anxiety spot for Rowley. He would walk back and forth. He'd go to this window, he'd jump in the back, he'd come back in the front, he'd try and sit on my lap, you know, if you got a crazy dog, you know where it's at, right? So he had the shirt on still, because I didn't take it off yet. He came into the car, and he sat down on the seat. I said, what? Okay. He sat down on the seat. I started driving. He was still sitting on the seat. Made some turns. He was kind of interested in looking out the window. You know, he turned around and looked, but he came back and he sat down on the seat. I got to the dealership. He gets out of the car. I asked him if I can bring him inside. They said, sure. I take him into the dealership. He sits down on next to my feet and goes to sleep. This is unreal. This does not happen. You know, he used to have to bark a couple of times, you know, scare off a couple of people, you know, you don't come over next to my mommy, you know, that kind of thing. And then he would sit next to me for a while, and occasionally he would warn him off again, you know. Never ever relaxed, much less go to sleep, you know. Okay, so I was blown away, okay. On day 3, I was getting ready to take him outside for air. And he came over and stood right there, waiting for me to put the shirt on. It's like he really wanted me to put that shirt on. He likes it. And there have been times where he really doesn't want me to take it off. So, worked out really beautiful. I mean, really beautiful. I mean, this is, when did I get it? Friday, I think I got it. Last Friday, last Thursday. Amazing. So it's been a week, and he's doing beautifully. I mean, we go out for a walk now. I don't have to put the shirt on. I put it on because he wants me to put it on. Actually, he wants me to put the shirt on, but he doesn't want me to put the halter on. I know about that. So, anyway. Okay, so to sum up, because I have run this a long way, sum up, I'm feeling good. There's no regrets about this surgery. I can't find any regrets about anything. I'm so up in the air. You have no idea. I'm so flying. It's amazing. I would do this surgery again. I would start this whole process of my life all over again. This last year has been amazing. It's not even a year yet. It's like 10 months. It's amazing. Because of one decision. And it was obviously the right decision. So, oh, I forgot to tell you too, I'm losing again. I lost again. I think I lost 2 pounds this week. I didn't even put it in here to find out how much I lost. So I'm feeling good. I'm not annoyed about anything. Overall, I'm losing inches and pounds. I'm beginning to see the saggy skin on things like my knees and whatnot, you know. So, that's it. You take care of yourself. Please like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And don't forget to check Show More to see the links I posted down there. And you have a great day. Take care of yourself and your loved ones, and blessed be.